Hey everyone, so today I'm beginning a series on how to install a standing seam metal roof. In this video we'll be going over how to install drip edge. That's the first order of business when you're installing a standing seam roof, is the drip edge. Here you can see I've already got a piece installed right here on this roof. And this is what's called a T-drip, which has got this hem coming out, extending sort of like a mini overhang, and then your standing seam panels will get hemmed and hook into that. So that's going on first. Then once that's done, then we'll go and install the underlayment. And then we can install the valley trims and continue on from there. So installing this drip edge is pretty straightforward. I'm using here these pancake head square drive screws, and those are what also gets used to screw down the metal. It makes it easy to change or move trim if you have to. You can also use a roofing nailer. It works great too. One important note is to, when you're ordering trim, make sure it's bent at the right pitch, because this stuff is a pain to install if it's not bent at the right pitch for your roof. And this is a 10-12, so this is bent at a 10-12 and it's perfect. Now over here I'm butting into a side wall, so I took and notched out an inch so that J-channel can run up there. We're also installing the siding on this job, so that's going to be nice to just run a J-channel right up there, and then there'll be soffit trim coming into that, and that'll all blend together really nice. So now how to join this splice together. So I know that my corner trim out there is going to be flush with the fascia. So I'm just going to hook on there, measure in here, 37.5. And I've got this top and the bottom flange cut back on an angle. And then I'll open the hems here and here on the next piece and slide that together for a more seamless looking splice there. So I want to start with the factory end for that overlap. I measured over to my 37.5 and squared it across. I'm just going to take my utility knife, come in there and open those hems. This one you can just kind of pry apart with your hands. You just need it to be open so that it can slide over the other piece. There we go. I cut this. I'll just cut in from that side, and then from this side, and then the bottom, and then break it off if there's anything left. This in. Last, we'll cut the bottom. There we go. Just slide that together. Make sure the bottom part goes in the hem. Make it flush on the end. Make sure it's nice and tight, as tight as we can get it. Now with standing seam trim, a lot of times it has a hard time fitting together super nice, so you just get it as good as you can. So there's that. Now we just got to fasten it. And there you have it. Next we'll go over and install the piece over there. Actually, I'm just only doing one piece here for now because the framers didn't do that last piece of OSB correctly there. So I'm going to want to modify that. So I'm going to leave that short piece on the end off until later. Now a quick note, when you're installing standing seam drip edge, it's pretty important to get it sitting flat with the roof pitch. You want your drip edge to be straight up and down, which is why you want to get it bent at the proper pitch so that it looks like this, to where it's the top is sitting very nice and parallel with the roof deck, and the front is hanging down onto the fascia, very nice like that. You don't want to push it too high, then there's going to be a swoop at the bottom of your roof panels. You don't want it too low, because then it'll just be off the other way, so just wanted to make a note of that. Alright, I'm out here installing this drip edge on the garage part of the house. Do my last piece right here, 75 inches. There we go. There we go. Alright, so here we've got a porch roof coming into a valley here. I've got a little piece installed down here, and then this one is going to have to come in and have an angle cut on it. Yeah, I'm going to make it tight here and then leave a gap here because there's going to be a roof panel here, so I don't want it tight against the roof deck. So I'll just probably guess the angle and then put it up there and then scribe it, get it real nice, leave it up about a ½ inch off that roof deck. There's my first attempt with the guess cut. It's almost perfect there. I'll take my pencil, scribe it, so we get the proper bends on there, or the proper angles. Alright, so I got this where I want it. Got it sitting up off the roof deck a little bit, so the metal can slide underneath there, all the way up in there, and our underlayment will come out to about there, and that'll be just great. I left it a little bit long on that end so that it's for sure not too short. I'll go back there and trim that and put it together. So now I'll just mark it there and down there. I just got to cut these angle cuts back to those points and then it'll slide together. Cutting through 2 layers of 26 gauge metal is not very easy. Alright, there it is. Alright guys, well, we got most of the drip edge on, but we got rained out, but the roof metal's not here anyway, so we'll have to wait till another day to start installing underlayment and the roof panels. So anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something, and this is going to be the first video in a whole series that I'm doing on standing seam metal roofing. So follow for more content. Thank you guys.